style over substance. Attitude is everything. Live life on the edge. These are the only 3 rules that guide our future. A future inspired by the work of Josan Gonzalez, bound by Mike Pondsmith's cyberpunk law. A dark future cast in a neon glow, where corporations through nuclear fire have destroyed the known world, save for a few megametropolises. The tales you are about to witness are built around the heart of one such city, Robo City 16, where the machine rules through a mechanized iron fist. The promise of prosperity through logic and sedation has stagnated the progress of the people. However, what the logic of the machine will never conclude, but the will of a few may, is it's time for change. It's time to rage. For good or ill, the chosen few are those you witness before me. Let's meet the members of the up-and-coming Mortal Code. Starting with my bottom left, your bottom right. Choose.
I am Enzer. I play someone named Jay. Street Scum is my class. My character is very much inspired by one of the real characters from Josan Gonzalez's comic. The Future Is Now, Neon Rising. Looks a lot like this. Hockey mask, red hat, 13 on it. Loves machete. Got cyber limbs and eyes. The rest of the body is unknown to his friends and the audience.
I am Luna, and I play a character named Netra, who is a netrunner / media. And she looks like this, except she's wearing a headset, like our DM, at all times. And I am connected to the deep stream. I didn't think I was gonna I didn't even have to look it up this time. I got it right on the first
Episode
try.
8. I heard it takes 16 instances of doing the same thing or reading the same thing to fully remember it. So
Deep stream.
you're way ahead of the game.
Deep stream. And that means I'm connected to the chat on our stream. So occasionally I may ask you for advice on what we're doing in game. Or things like that.
Oh, yeah. So imagine, just pretend that you wonderful, beautiful viewers are part or live inside of this cyberpunk universe, and you have a very special encrypted stream key to Netra's stream, seeing all of the Mortal Code's antics, and you can, input your own thoughts and sort of how you think the Mortal Code should operate in a certain instance, or who you think might exist around the corner from wherever they are. Feel free to send your suggestions in the chat. Now on to my bottom right, your bottom left.
Me first, I guess.
Maximus Dominus here.
Yep.
Winslor Burden, solo.
That was rude, Max.
I know it was. Wearing a tan jumpsuit, RBG fur, and a tan mask. Always got a pistol or a knife on me. Never know when I'm gonna stab you. My counterpart.
Tell them your counterpart.
It's you.
It's not me.
My other teammate.
I am Rummy Never Living. I play Astraea Magnetar, a Nomad. I basically am darker skinned. I have a dreadlocks. I have a visor over my at the top of my head, basically that doesn't only comes down to my nose. One of my arms is robotic. My eyes are robotic as well. Usually carry around a shotgun and have a cloak. Drive a car. That's it.
All right. When last we left our punks of the Mortal Code, Jana Silvergun of the Resistance reached out to them, mentioning that their leader of sorts, the one they helped save, was waiting for the Mortal Code in her favorite spot, at the top of Robo City 16. We pick up now in a dinky stolen aircar at the top of a broadcast tower. Sai, the leader of the resistance, hailing them down.
Is the picture up on the screen?
Yeah.
Can I see? Pretty much just picture this exact scene over here. Only the four cyber-armed sort of Asian features, visor streaming across her, or horizontally across her face. She's just sitting down on top of the tower, eating a bowl of ramen noodles. As she reaches out her hand, sees Winslor laying nearly, naked. Not naked, but with a very questionable and revealing outfit on top of this small little air car, as she sort of hails you all down. What do you wish to do? You're I would say maybe like 30 feet away, as you, thanks to Astraea's expert driving skills, just sort of like quickly zipped in and out of traffic in between the cranes, sort of like interlocking between each other, moving various things throughout the city, and just sort of streamed upward, catching Sai at a glance.
We're still in the air car though, right?
You are still in the air car, yes.
Shoot, did Jana say that we'll have her comms channel? Like, can we just reach out to her?
Yeah, so you hear, you hear reaching out over your comms channel. I forgot about that. Quite the figurehead you have there, pointing her chopsticks at Winslor. She says, "Fuck me, you guys actually made it, and in some certain amount of style too."
Barely.
Yeah, since saving your life wasn't enough, it's fine.
Let's be honest, Jana saved my life. I heard what you all did, and I do appreciate it. All right, I'm sick of talking in the air. Why don't you park your vehicle down by me and we can have a chat in person?
Is that like a trick? Is that a test again?
To park?
She looks like she's parked on a, like there's not available parking.
Isn't it a hover car? Can you just hover?
Yeah, is that what she's saying?
Can we just hover wherever it stops?
Yeah, it's up for you guys to decide. She says, I'm not in the best of shapes to be challenging anybody right now. As like, contrary to that picture, two of her arms are completely missing, and her other, the only ones left are broken and ripped, and sort of like metal is bent and twisted, and the parts just seem out of place. And she just slurps the last of her ramen noodles, throws it over her shoulder, and says, "What are you waiting for?"
How about you hop on this vehicle and Astraea here can take us to the top of the building where we can all get out and then start talking. But we just jacked this vehicle. I don't think it's a good idea to skyline ourselves up here.
I think you're fine. I come up here all the time. I've had Hakita take care of any of the surveillance that might be getting our position.
Okay.
But I like where your head's at. It means you really know how the machine operates. You really are something special, you know? They call you the Mortal Code.
That's right.
I'm a bit preachy, but I like it. And I do have you to thank for saving my life. And getting Radcliffe out of there alive. She sort of looks at Netra. I'm just assuming you guys pulled the vehicle up at this point.
Yeah.
And the vehicle, are you keeping it fully live, or are you powering it down and keeping it in sort of like hover lock, or?
Yeah, if I park it on the side of a building where it's up in the air, I'm going to keep it hovering.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I know. So what I mean is like fully on, like are you turning the key all the way as far as you can go, or are you turning the key halfway to just
like
be able to roll the windows down?
I'll say this, like what does the gas gauge look like?
The gas gauge looks great.
Is it full, half full?
It's like 75% of the way.
I'm gonna leave the car fully running.
Okay.
Just with the lights off. That's it.
All right.
Still.
Is the child lock on?
Yep.
We can't roll down our windows.
Leave it to natural. Leave the child locks on.
Well, we're here. Did we pass the test?
Yeah, I'd say. You've proven that you're something special, that's for sure. That you have fight in you. Damn, you even made your way here through machine guts just to get up to where I am. I congratulate you. This skyline, she sort of like gestures with a partially broken arm across the vastness of the city that you see. You're not on the highest building, but you're certainly on one of them. That gives you a really great view of the pristine area that you find yourself in the Prime District, all the way to the shimmering buildings past that to the lower districts and further out beyond the city where you see the sort of radioactive storms far, far off in the distance. And she goes, "It reminds me, every time I'm up here, that I still have so much to do. And without conviction, making it here would be impossible. That's why it's important that you did it. Listen, I'll cut to the chase. I want you to help us. We lost a lot the past few days. I've lost friends. The Resistance lost nearly all of its resources. HQ raided, likely set to flames. Weapons taken, data scrubbed. And what was left was used to free me. I can't say that I agree with the price, but here we are. I do have something for you, if you'll take it, and that comes with an assumption that you're dedicated to the Resistance.
A giveaway?
You're dedicated to the death of the machine.
No, we're not. She might be able to hear us whispering. That's true. I think we're on the same comms channel. Fuck.
You guys are cute.
Some kind of interference with another channel. Whoops. Let's clean that up, Netra.
I'll clean it up.
Don't worry, she's
I
the
give
best.
Winslor a menacing, like...
I flick off my comms.
Yeah, we're on board.
Well, it took longer than I think I'm comfortable with, but
We're just our own group, you know? We're worried about joining another group.
I mean, your autonomy has gotten you this far, and we don't plan to break that, really. We plan on working together, not controlling you. If you don't feel like doing anything, there's nothing we can do about that. I just want to know that our beliefs are the same, as well as our end goals.
I mean, we're not called mortal code for nothing. We believe in mortality. Human mortals.
There's some good machines out there too, but not the machine. All right. So, with Lady Radial terminated, the machine's hold over the citizens is crippled. If only for the moment. And with the Ministry's failure to kill me, the citizens saw that failure. Saw that they're not absolute. We don't have the resources to make all of the zeros and ones fall right now, but we do have advantage enough to hit them where it hurts. In this case, where that happens to be, is probably smaller than you would think. The machine has shown interest in a child, a bit too much. We don't really know where this kid came from, but we know that there's something special about them. We think they have information that the machine wants, and we want to get to them first.
Is it just one kid, or you keep saying them?
To our knowledge, it's a little girl. It's just one. But the machine
Specifically, the Ministry of Information keeps them locked up tight. Hakita was able to drop some interesting information when she mutilated the Ministry of Information's ICE looking for Lady Radio. When diving into the data, she stumbled upon this anomaly, this kid. The machine almost treats them well, but certainly they're looking for something. So, my first request to you, rescue a child from the Ministry of Information. And she looks over her shoulder at what is this? The largest, golden, most ostentatious building in, and everybody's aware of this building, in Robo City 16. Now, the machines put a good amount of resources behind her protection, but they're still crippled for now. They're still looking for me. I imagine they'll be looking for you soon as well. And the fucking Minister of Death himself is out of commission for the time being. Thanks to you all.
Good.
So do you accept?
So we need to go into this building. That one right there. And get a girl. Because they want her. So that we can figure out why they want her. Is that... Did I hear you straight?
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
I don't have all the information myself. You'll have to meet up with Jana after this.
How about Hakita? Can we meet up with her?
I'm a bit sensitive to revealing her information to anybody. And if she wants to get in contact with you, she will.
Well, we're about...
Certainly she'll be a big player in getting inside.
Okay. That's all I wanted to make sure. Netra here's a damn good net runner, but could probably learn a thing or two from Hakita.
I have no doubt.
Will you be joining us?
She looks at her body, and you just see like a spark sort of explode out of her shoulder.
She goes, I have to do something about this before I can be confident in my own skills against the machine. Getting up here was discomfortingly harder to do in this state. So I'll be leaving for a little while to get some repairs. And then I think we're all going to leave the city for a little while and find cover as we rebuild.
I think we too, if we have time for some repairs, I think we could use it. Do we have time?
I mean, the more time we take, the longer the machine has to build their own resources back. I'd say we do have some time, but I wouldn't take too long, as it's not going to be just an all-out assault on the Ministry of Information. We have to plan this out. So, you can get your repairs. We have to make a few runs, or at least you do while I'm gone, and Jana and the gang will help you all out, as you'll be helping them. I do have one stop, one request before we break this little intro session of ours. So long as you're fine giving me a ride somewhere and helping me out with something.
It's a little cramped in here, but yeah, sure.
I'll sit in the back. It looks like there's a seat open.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, totally. Sit next to me. Papa squat.
You were on top of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Winslor.
There's a seat open right on top of the car.
Now that's extremely badass, but your whole form was taking up the
the top there.
What are you trying to say now? Huh?
I'm just not as capable as I was before. I'm not sure I can hold
get
on.
in the car. Astraea, is there a spot open for this woman here?
You can clearly see it's a
Yeah, I'm just verifying.
And don't fret, this side mission of ours will help get you the Ministry of Information security codes. With these, you might even be able to make a frontal assault so long as you do a little recon ahead of time, but don't worry, we'll get you. It'll be like a Grand Theft Auto heist, you know? You ever play that?
No. What is this?
You should catch the Loser
I don't have
stream,
time for
deep
games.
stream on, I think it's going to be Mondays
On
now.
Fridays.
So, Astraea, mind if I hitch a ride?
Gotta get him where you fit in, I guess. Whatever.
And she says, where we're going, points at the golden building again. Don't worry, not that place. She aims her hand just down to a smaller, still shiny building with a golden top.
That was a good joke, say.
I do what I can. Tough crowd, it seems. She says, 75th floor, and throws up a hologram and points to the 75th floor and where exactly, and like how long it will take to get to this building, which is roughly about 7 minutes of driving with in this car. And she shows it to you, Astraea, and says, oh, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Or you guys have any questions?
I shut out of the car and it free falls and I turn it back on before it's the ground and we go. Yeah.
I mean, you can, yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Not even.
Damn, that's sick.
And I just go there, I guess, since she's handing me this information. I guess I'll just drive there. Yeah. It's like,
Do
okay,
we
yep.
need to try and fit Winslor into the car? Because, I mean, I can try and mask him again, but I'm very tired. That was a lot of work.
There's space in the trunk, Astraea.
This is a robot district. Can we just pretend he's our human hood ornament?
That's true.
I pose
That
on
would
top
make
of the
sense. Why he's on the
vehicle as like a, like laying down, seductive, looking off to the side kind of things. Like and I try to hold myself as still as possible.
Like you're maybe like a human escort.
Exactly.
Like a very obvious human escort vehicle.
Yeah. I gotta. Netra, could you put like a phone number on me?
Yes.
Just a random one.
I'm gonna put a phone number and I'm also gonna write
to the
human slave.
machines HR.
What? To the machines HR?
They have
Yep.
human
Resources.
resources.
To the RR.
Literal
to
human
the robot
resources is what
Human
they-
robot resources.
The HRR.
Yeah. Her.
Human resources.
Give her a call.
I'd like to talk to Sai.
Jay?
No.
Before we met up with the rebellion, or the resistance, we ran into the leader of the remnants of dust. What do you think about them? They gave us some promising little task of our own.
Well, they are residue from the Ministry of Technology, so
Seems like they might be helpful. Pairing up with them if we need. Seems like the resistance could use some help.
certainly it does.
Maybe we scratch their back, they scratch ours.
From what I've heard, there are a few people even inside the Remnants of Dust who aren't quite a part of the collective, if you get what I mean. Looking to dissent. Their goal since leaving the Ministry of Technology has been to find a library. Something that's supposed to be a place of myth.
Is that a temple of fire?
No, not the Temple of Fire. That place. I'd watch out to never run into anybody, unless you're a particularly religious sort, who used to live in the Temple of Fire. Tomb of Fire cult. Very, very dramatic and drastic group of fanatics. Dramatic and drastic group of fanatics. Look at that. What a good bar. But the remnants of dust, I really don't know their motives, to be honest. I think finding those out will help answer whether or not they're trustworthy.
All right. Well, sounds like something for another time then.
All right. Mortal Code.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
I get into place.
She hops through the window, just sits down.
That's extreme.
We're already on our way, I guess.
Style over substance. Any other questions, anybody? All right. Astraea, at your command.
As soon as she hopped in, I said we're on our way. Like, even if she's like halfway, I'm going.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I just imagine we're like
Style
in
that
transition.
substance.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'd like to ask one last question. A few of us here also have some cyber limbs. Where do you get your work done?
Leningrad, but let's just say you haven't done enough favors yet to be able to get the work that I intend on getting done. But on your course, I guarantee you'll have plenty of favors in no time.
Okay. Well, I imagine we'll get there soon.
That's up to you and what you put in, as it always is.
Well, when you think we're ready, send us those coordinates.
I can do you something maybe not better, but almost equal. And she sort of like reaches in like behind her, into her jacket, into her bomber jacket, and like behind on the nape of her back. And you hear sort of like the rattling as she pulls out a flare gun. And she just holds it out for whoever grabs it first.
I'm in the trunk.
Can
Grab
I
it.
sneak?
You're in
my-
the trunk?
Yeah.
I sneak my arm into the car.
It's a 4. I mean, it's a small car.
I don't know why you guys are talking about the car is able to fit 6 people in it.
I thought it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it can only fit 4 people in it. You're not driving your car, Astraea.
Oh yeah, we're not driving my
We
car.
stole a
yeah.
car.
Okay, we're doing this 4-door thing.
I mean, it's,
Yeah.
she's already in the
Doesn't
car,
matter.
so we can't, go back. But I'm pretty sure last time it was like a very small car, and that's why I'm in the trunk, and he's on the roof.
Yeah.
But
said
you
it was
were like-
you said it was a 2-seater, didn't you?
You were like,
Yeah. It's a
"Can I
two-seater
get
with
in
a
the
trunk.
back seat?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." There's a back seat now. Come on inside.
I thought the backseat was just really small because I was confused last time why Winslor got on the top.
I thought the understanding was
Style.
that it's a
Well, is-
two-seater with a trunk.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
is it a 2x2 or is it just a 2-seater? Like is it a two-seater with 2 small like adults in the back, or is it a 2-seater?
It's like one of those cars where it has a back that could sit 2 people, but it's not like really going to be a comfortable ride
it's the
for
two-
anybody.
The 2 people with the 2 small suitcases.
You
Yeah.
can fit
Yeah.
3 people back there.
Oh, maybe you should grab it.
Okay, well then yeah, I'll be in the back.
Okay, yeah, and like
That's like
you gotta
driving
you gotta bring your knees, up to your chest.
Yeah,
It's
she
like
pulls
driving
it
in
out,
this
and I'm
really
just, like,
dumb car
instantly
that I used to drive in called a Talon.
Dang.
You mean an eclipse?
Dang.
Nobody will understand that,
It's
save for
basically-
anybody who actually would watch.
It's an eclipse. Mitsubishi Eclipse.
So yeah, she holds out the flare gun and she says, "It's an AR flare gun. only the person who's supposed to see it can.
Who is supposed to see it?
Batman. Communist.
Ooh.
Repairman.
Why none other than Res 4. And go ahead and give me a... What'd you say, Rummy?
Is that the cousin of Res Infinite?
Give me... It's the fourth cousin. Give me a reputation check.
All of us?
I mean...
Whoever... Yeah,
Jay's talking to her, so...
What is a reputation? What is that?
Oh, yeah, not you, Winslor, because you're on the top.
That's why I asked.
Is that just a D10 roll?
Yeah, just a D10 roll.
3.
You're in the
8.
trunk, though.
No, I changed my position. I'm in
Well,
the
technically
backseat
she's
now.
right next to Sai.
Because I didn't realize it was like there was a backseat. I thought it was a 2-seater. That's why I got in the truck.
Okay, so you rolled 3 and an 8.
Both of you have heard of Res 4. It's a legendary nomadic tech merchant. Drives around an obsidian black motorcycle. And they actually sell their wares, or at least it's said that they sell their wares. Like, the motorcycle itself is a huge compartment of insanely rare sort of tech mods, modifications, cybernetic implants, stims, like everything you need. This is like the highest tier of rarity. And she says it's a one-time use, so make sure that you use it wisely. Make sure that you need what they have.
Man. Oh, man.
And they don't do any favors, so you better have some nice money.
Yeah, we'll hold on to this. Thank you.
No reputation necessary. Just fire the flare into the air. Okay, so you guys are on your way. A few minutes have passed. You guys are skirting across. How are you driving, Astraea?
Well.
Straight there?
Okay.
Like, if it's like... Oh, you can't see me at much.
Huh? I can see below your shoulders.
No, we're good. We're good.
Be very articulate with your hands.
We're good.
Ooh. As you guys are proceeding along, Winslor, you see this sort of like yellow streak, sort of like zip out of the corner of your eye, and you all feel the car move and shift slightly as you hear and you see Tiptoes grabbing onto the edge and knocking on Sai's window. And Sai rolls it down. And she says, "Hey, good looking! I have a message for you! Urgent!" And she actually looks around. She goes, "Oh, look at you, Mortal Code! You danger junkies sure move quickly. I've been trying to get a date with Sai for a mega long time now. Oh, before I forget." And she, like, you hear, like, ugh, she lifts this big rectangular metal case into the air and says, "Big guy, help me with this."
Help her. I'll fucking grab onto it and launch it over.
It's like 6 feet long. And she says, and she throws, she like flicks some message onto, you see Sai's visor, sort of like highlight some backward stream of words. And Sai says, "Tiptoes, time for you to go. We're about to have company." And then Tiptoes, she says, "Figures," and just jumps off the car. "Have a blast!" As she sort of like does this slow backflip, lands with her skates on some cabling and just streaks away.
Jet set radio future.
Crazy. Could I try and read that text backwards? on the visor?
Yeah, give
Since I'm right next to
me
it.
a... give
She's
me
proficient in backwards texting.
I actually am in real life.
it's called being dyslexic? Intelligence plus perception.
Yes.
Oh. Well, that explains a lot. Sometimes I write backwards by accident.
Dyslexia.
What'd you say?
Intelligence plus perception.
14.
14. You say it's actually it's easy to read because it's only 4 words, and it says 01 is coming. And you hear a similar sort of
Oh
like
my
knock.
God.
Sorry, a similar knock, a penetration this time onto the bottom of the car, and you see this Winslor. You guys all sort of like look down as the car stops, and you start to shift and get sort of like pulled to the left. And Winslor, you see this massive armed, this like golem armed woman with shaved sides of her head, dark skin, blonde hair, and this like light blue leotard, as she's holding one of these long these arms are almost twice her size. Like her fingers would scrape the ground as she stands, if she was standing straight up. As one of her hands is attached onto the bottom of the car, a cable is taut on her arm, and you see her just rip the car as it loses its equilibrium in the air and gets pulled from the sky and is aiming straight towards the mouth of a massive sort of like automated advertising sign for a pizza joint. And the pizza's sort of like rocking in and out of the mouth as the mouth opens up and then closes and then opens up and then closes. And it's just opening as you guys are... What would you like to do? You have like, a thing.
Swerve and miss it?
Give me a driving, but you've lost pretty much all control.
I'm gonna try to cut it.
It's below the car.
I'm gonna try to cut it. I'm
Okay,
gonna climb down.
I'd like
Give
to
me
shoot
a
her.
Dex plus Athletics. At disadvantage. Give me a Reflex plus Marksmanship at disadvantage.
Can I try and hack the sign so it stays open?
Yes, absolutely. Give me a Tech plus Basic Tech at disadvantage, as you guys are in a moving car right now.
So athletics.
Athletics, yes.
Plus dex.
Plus Dex, yes. What'd you get, Astraea?
25.
I got 24.
Yeah, I got like equal. Love it.
I got 15.
Okay, so 15. I'm sorry, Jay. One more time.
24.
24. Okay. Just barely. You see the spark. Pockmark her shoulder, but do no real damage. She's still stoically sort of throwing you guys into the sign. You barely manage to connect with the sign in time to keep the mouth open, and the death, like the thick metal death pizza from penetrating, and you see the mouth as it starts to go a gasp, and you guys are about to enter inside. Astraea pulls this sort of like mid-air e-brake sort of and lands the back inside, almost parking it in the mouth, but you feel the whole weight of this structure sort of shift up and down and just rock as Winslor
Successfully make the cut.
you
Yes.
fly
No.
into the back of the
No.
mouth.
Oh.
You fly into the back of the mouth and take...
It's usually good.
Yeah.
A big old bite out of that pizza.
I take a bite out
That's
of
what you
crime. Take a bite out of the machine.
And you're not wearing any armor right now, are you?
I am
He has
wearing.
pseudo armor on. The extra armor we gave him.
Yeah, that's about it with a loincloth.
You take 16 points of damage as you fly off of the top of the car, as you're leaning down to try and disconnect it. Astraea actually spins the vehicle, and you lose your grip and fly down the back of the mouth and hit into just like solid metal esophagus. Then you look down and there's like a platform to walk on that leads into a building, but there's like numerous locks on it. And then just below you guys, about 15 feet actually, not just below, there is a roof of a pizza establishment. Like you see a central glass where you can see people eating inside. To the left, actually, I'm sorry. Man, how to orient it to this. This is where I might have needed a map. On either side of the building that your car just crashed on one side there is like this, I forget what it's called, but it's the sort of Japanese style palace next to it. And then on the other side, there is a burger joint where there's almost an exactly like the same ad, the same moving, articulating ad, only with a burger instead. And they're like, the colors are slightly different. So at this, I would like everybody to roll initiative.
It's initiative again.
Oh.
Natural 10.
I wrote down Dex, but
Yeah,
before
just-
that you had said Reflex.
Do Dex and then plus 1d10.
Natty.
Okay, you'll be up first, Winslor. What'd everybody else get?
18.
16.
10.
Natural 10?
Nope. Just a 10.
Okay, Winslor, we're going to start with you, and we're going to go counterclockwise. So you, Jay, Netra, bad people or good people, you know, just people who aren't you, and then Astraea. Okay, so what are you up to? And you can even sort of like ask for more information. You can.
So I went down to try to cut the cable. Am I doing okay?
What'd you say?
Trying to cut the cable.
The car is like. I'm sorry, I should have started with that. The car won't be able to fly without significant repairs. The cable is no longer there, as you see, as you're following the line of the cable, and there's just this big golem hand that's detracting back towards the individual who threw your aircar, of course.
Knowing my metals, would I be able to determine what kind of armor this robot's wearing, or get a good idea?
You can give me a intelligence plus education.
One.
Natural one?
Mm.
No idea. It seems like
I shoot it.
It seems like they got a lot of work done.
I shoot it. I'm gonna try to if a hand or a vehicle is kind of like approaching us, I'm gonna try to take out the pistol from the loincloth and just try to shoot either the.
Where
What's
were you
so
keeping
funny?
that?
What's so
You're not
funny?
wearing a loincloth. Get over yourself. You're
between
wearing
your butt
booty
cheeks?
shorts that say
Silkies.
Jizzy on them.
Yeah, on the back in rhinestones.
I'm gonna.
That you embroidered yourself.
Yeah.
You
Bedazzled.
And bedazzled, yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to just defend the car at all costs. So if the hand's coming towards it, I'm gonna shoot and stab. If it's a car, I'm gonna go for the tires.
Okay, so you are also currently in the back of the mouth of this thing. You see the car like right below you, the back pressed up against the back of the mouth as well. The two front wheels sticking out of the front. All glass has been shattered. And you like landed in the back of the mouth and slid down, and you're now on top of the car, and you can just see out of the mouth where you just get a glimpse of from maybe like 40 feet away of where this massive armed individual is. But so you're guarding. I'm just giving you context as to where like most everybody is in this instance.
Yeah, I don't feel like I can do anything at this time.
Okay. Jay, you're up.
Did you say that the metal line was still attached to the lady?
It is,
lady?
but it's being retracted right now.
Great. I'd like to get out and grab onto that line.
It's being It's far away from you. It's not close to you right now. It's like on its way back.
I can't catch up.
No, you can't. It's mid. There's no like way to walk or run towards it. You are again 15 feet in the air from the nearest sort of like platform that you would feel stable enough on, if that makes sense. Otherwise it's empty air in between you and that hand.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna open the
I mean,
door.
you can have like Netra like hack the arm and like throw you or something.
Hack the arm?
Yeah, hack the arm with the pizza in it. You can just like.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm
gonna try to get out.
If you really wanted to. Okay. There's like a platform that leads into to a door that's locked in various different ways into the building, and there is a ladder an escape ladder that goes down onto the second floor. There's like 2 floors in the air from the roof of this establishment.
I didn't quite understand that. I'd like to get out and try to get onto the roof.
Okay.
That's climbing or dropping.
Yeah. That's climbing down a ladder, and that'll take up half of your movement. Well, actually, getting out of the car and then climbing down the ladder, that'll be all your movement.
Okay. And how far away is the lady from us at this point?
She's about 45 feet on a higher tier of buildings, like one building over. She's like on top of on one of the corners, high up of the Japanese style palace building.
Okay. Well, I mean, then I would like. Can I just do a quick like survey of the area to tell whether or not? Because what I'd like to do is go through the building and maybe come up from another side closer to her than I am currently.
If you climbed up, you could run across the higher tier of this building. So there's like, imagine that Tetris shape that's like, I think that, I don't know the actual name of that shape.
It's kind of like an S or something.
No, an L.
Oh, okay.
So I imagine it an L. Anyway, so on the lower portion of the L, that's the roof that's below you. The higher portion of the you guys are in between on the animated ad, like Robo ad. You guys are stuck in that mouth, and above you is the sort of like second tier of the roof. Below you is the first tier of the roof. You can climb either up to the higher tier of the roof, and then you might be able to have a chance to jump across. Not this turn, but in your following turns. And you'd be able to land on one of the like numerous palaced tiers of the Japanese style establishment, whatever it is.
Okay. I will. And you're saying if I go up, then I can clear the distance better?
Yeah, she's higher, so if you're trying to get to her, you would want to go up and then jump across, or attempt to jump across onto the other, roof.
Okay.
But you could do it on the lower level. It's just, you're not. It wouldn't be as high.
I'll go up then.
Okay, so you sort of like roll yourself out of and Astraea's expert driving made it so you guys didn't take any bludgeoning damage except for Winslor. But yeah, you managed to like hit open the door. It's blocked, heavily bent and damaged. You sort of like fall off onto the platform, get yourself up, take a look around, see where she is, and see a ladder that goes up and down. And you just go ahead and make your way to the top.
Yep.
All right. you do have an action if you want to attempt something.
I don't have any long range stuff.
She's within range of your
I
within
have a
range.
shotgun and a machete.
Oh, I forgot you fired with the shotgun. Oh, it still would have been the same result with the difficulty check. Okay, just like
I'll still
prepping a
shoot at
shotgun.
her. I don't know what the distance is of the shotgun, but hopefully it'll maybe distract her.
You have to beat a 20.
Okay. But I got 21.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh yeah, actually, it's glowing compared to this one. You can clearly see it.
13.
13 points of damage. You see her like, she's almost watching you climb the ladder, and as you get to the top and bust out your shotgun, cock it, and fire, she's just slowly raising her massive left arm, just in front of her body, and in front of her vital points, and you just see pockmarks streak across her armor plating, and she just lowers it and looks at you and points.
That's right.
You imagine her armor is a bit more hefty than 13.
Probably like 16.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Netra, you're up.
I'm gonna look at. Am I within 6 meters of that lady?
No, not at all. Not one, even
Just a
slightly.
few outside there.
Depth perception is.
Yeah, my depth
a
perception
bitch.
is horrible. I'm gonna look at Sai. I'm gonna be like, 1, who is that? I thought you said Hakita was on surveillance systems and that we can't be seen. Second of all, do you have one of those bug hacker things? I could use to hack from a... No, that doesn't even work, because I have to go over there and put it on her.
In all honesty, when I mentioned that security was covered, that was for the tower. She looks like a merc. And it's too bad Kennedy got her number before I did.
Is she after humans, or like, why is she coming after us?
She's after me. You'll know that mercs are in the pockets of the ministries way more than they're in the pockets of us people. They work for money, and corporations have all the money. It's probably as much as you'll get in 3 seconds.
Can I call out something over the comms?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys, that's a merc. What if we pretend that Sai is our bounty and that this merc is not gonna take it? We're taking Sai.
Sure.
You know, I don't think she's gonna care. We already had Sai with us.
Maybe she thought we were trying to save her.
I'll get in trouble if I keep trying to talk to you like this.
Alright, make your own decision based off of the information she put there. It's raining now. It just started to rain. The rain pauses very briefly as you guys get in 7 more seconds of conversation. And then it continues. And now Sai is up, and she kicks actually she has to crawl into the front. Where Jay was in the front, she just like crawls around and kicks the door off and lands on the grating. And you see her pull. Actually, she goes towards the metal case and she just unlocks it and opens it up, and it is what looks to be an enormous rocket launcher. Few different rounds in one cartridge that's slotted in the top of it, and she goes, someone's got my back. And she's going to heft it up and take position. She doesn't have her action would be opening the box, and she is going to just stay inside of the mouth for right now. Next up is 01. Pardon me. She is going to use her left hand, aim it on the corner, on the first tier of the roof of the building that you guys are crashed on. She's going to aim her hand in the corner, and you see a little sort of aperture open up on her palm, and it just goes throom, and this thick pole slams into the side of the building, and you see this sort of like turret head open up out of the barrel as two legs pop out. A third leg pops out, stabilizing it in place, and it's aiming up at. It's not going to go this time, but it's aiming up at the ad robo. And with her, you hear her go, and you see a different robo canine. This is a Roborman. Roborman
Pincher?
Huh? What'd you say?
Is that a Roborman Pincher?
It is a dog with a turret on its back. It looks to be a railgun. As you see, it jumps up
Roborman railgun.
over the roof and starts running down the length of the tier of roof that she's on in the Japanese-style palace, and it's running towards you, Jay, as it's going to get out a shot.
I thought you said it has a turd on its back. That's what I was like, what?
It does.
It's lumbering around a big old turd on its back.
A big old turd on its back. That's unhealthy.
At this distance, so guns, you don't, you like can roll, but at a certain distance, guns just do a certain amount. If they beat the threshold, in this case, your threshold of 20 is beaten. Jay,
Let's pull.
20 points of damage as you see just a brief flash from the railgun, and you don't even register the damage. What takes you a second or two after you're pushed off your feet and onto the ground. Actually, I'll let you. There's not a Cyberpunk rule for this, so I'll let you roll a dexterity plus. Get out of this picture. Actually, just dexterity plus 1d10. Actually, I'm sorry. Dexterity plus athletics plus 1d10. We'll do it that way.
Okay, 20. Total.
20 total? Okay, you manage to stabilize yourself just in time as you slide back 5 feet, and pierced through your armor is just one long cylinder of space now that just went through your entire body. And out of the 20 points of damage, how much actually makes it through to your...
9.
9, okay. 9 points of damage, and then your armor is reduced by 10 once more. And
10?
I'm sorry, it's reduced by 1. It's reduced to 10. My apologies. And then she is going to actually jump up into the air, and she doesn't like fall normally. It's almost as though she's being carried by some force. Like she has control in the air. It's almost like she can fly, weirdly enough. Which is kind of inexplicable in this world, to a certain extent.
She has chest on her muscles.
Wait, are you drawing
What? No,
this person?
I'm not.
There is a picture that exists. And she's just gonna hang in the air. She's closer to all of you right now, but you do see as her right hand connects back, she sort of like articulates the fingers, clutches the fist, and you start to see sort of like small rockets start to flare up on her right arm.
Pneumatic shifting.
Astraea, you are up. As I find a new song.
Car's not drivable.
The car is not drivable unless you spend like, I'll say if you have 3 successful turns at working on it, you would be able to get it. That's a total of 9 seconds. So, if that's the route that you want to go, by all means.
I will try and fix the car.
Okay, and then I'll say that that will be a because you're a driver, I think it's more fair to say that it'll be driving as opposed to a tech, unless you are particularly masterful in tech.
I don't have any tech on my end.
Then yeah, I think it makes more sense for it to be a... Do you have a tech number? You know what? We're going to get real homebrewy here. Give me a tech plus driving. So it's going to be your base tech number.
That's so speed racer right now.
And then give me a, as you see her fly in the air and get closer and start powering up her arm, you're like, oh, shit. Or maybe you're, calm as a cucumber, but
Ooh.
calm as a cool as a cucumber?
Cool as a cucumber.
21?
Success for your first roll. As you sort of like remove the front compartments and see a bunch of exposed wires, and you just start like redoing certain wires, rerouting powers to different systems. You hear the car go. That doesn't work. Try another one, and you start to see like remember that half turn. You're at about that half turn level right now, as some of its sort of at least electronic systems are coming back online. What is some music? And you do have your bonus action. Again, another homebrew rule.
I end it. I'm just fixing the car.
Okay, Winslor, you're up.
All right, can I do good old perception check of my surroundings real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, that's a good roll, because it's a high one. D10 plus what?
Reflex plus marksmanship. Oh, no. Jeez, you're not firing. You are looking. Sorry. Perception plus intelligence.
18.
Perception plus intelligence?
Yeah, sure.
What are you looking for?
Oh,
Anything
sorry.
specific?
If it's intel, 14. If it's intel.
Okay, what are you looking for specifically, or are you?
Anybody rolling up on us real quick? Anybody like, just trying to creep up on us? More incoming. If not, then I'm gonna try to fire upon the beast.
Okay, it's after looking around, you see the dog going across the building. You see the turret down on a platform below you, poised to fire, and you see her up in the air, poised to strike. She's clutching her fist, and as soon as she and all of her resources are sort of pushing forward, you know that there probably isn't like another wave coming after her, just from your experience is what you'll get from that. So you don't have to worry about backup just yet.
Okay, cool. I would like to try then. I'm gonna stay on defense. I'm holding my pistol just in case. holding out, defending Astraea in the car.
Okay. All right. Then, Jay, you're up.
How far out am I from this Roberman?
Roberman. Let's just call it a Roberman. Like 20. It's like a 15-foot jump. Not a 15-foot jump. There's maybe like a 7-foot gap, and you're 7 feet from the ledge. 15 feet until you can get to the palace next door. The dog is on the same platform as you are, the same level, and it's about 5 feet. So it's maybe 20 feet total distance away from you.
I forget like how many like feet we can move in this.
Oh, that's a good point.
Meters. Am I in range?
What is do you have like a move?
Yeah, 7.
That means that you can move. It's 1 meter per square in this game, I think. So it's if it's 7, then that's 7 meters. So 21 feet. You can apparently get straight right to it.
Cool. I'm gonna holster the shotgun, or throw it on my back, and try and basically grapple this Roberman, and yell to Netra. Netra, is there any way you can hack this thing? Well, I guess I'll try one thing at a time. I'd like to basically try and straddle this thing.
Okay, give me a dex plus
straddle.
Dex plus brawling plus 1d10.
Jeez.
Grapple.
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 I gotta use all my cool points. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have 5 luck points, and I rolled an 18, a straight 18. So, if I use, how much luck do I need to use in order to succeed?
I mean, I'd
like.
How would I know?
I'm just gonna slowly, within those 6 seconds, use more and more luck until I feel like I've got it.
I've grappled and straddled this Rober.
Hundreds of different scenes are playing before you of you grabbing the dog and it just lunging straight at your throat and just before you find the one out of the million. And you dump 6 luck points in there.
I've only got 5.
Wow.
So you rolled an 18. It rolled a 20. We'll say that you put 4. You still only have 1 luck point left. I would say that's a fair trade. But you also get bitten in the exchange.
Okay.
So as you lunge forward towards it, it just rips at your arm and the fabric of your sweater. And you hear the sort of like metal teeth against metal components of your arm just clanking and ripping as you take that opportunity and just sort of like hold the dog up, and you see the turret just aim right at your face, and you just use your other arm to just like and you've got it pinned.
And I'd like to tell or ask Netra if she can hack this thing.
Your fingers are like over here pressing the turret away, and then you have to like keep it away, like Netra.
I'm just watching from the window of the car, like, whoa.
I was gonna say, can I shoot it?
This is
Like,
getting intense.
is that...
Oh yeah, you can use your turn for this if you would like.
I'm on it.
So I mean, so Jay, the way you could think about this is it could be the very same. Like he could either be, taking it out offensively, or she could potentially be hacking it.
I'm on it.
Do I hear Jay?
She's also not within
kinda,
6 meters. So.
do I hear Jay coming out over the comms like hack it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hold off then. I'm gonna take aim at the dog, but I'm gonna hold off until he gives me the nod.
Okay, Netra, you're up.
Can I use my turn to help fix the car? I mean, like, I'm not gonna make it to the dog in time, right? It would take 2 turns for me to get to the dog, right?
I mean, I honestly forgot that you need to be within.
It would take 2 turns for you to get to the dog.
Yeah, so I might as well be useful and help Astraea.
Technically, you have 3 hacks, so you could, like, hack the arm to bring the pizza towards you. You could grab the pizza, and it could take you to the to the dog, and then you could
style over substance.
But it's up to you. You could help. Okay. Give me a tech plus basic tech. Plus 1d10.
Tech plus basic tech.
You also see that like the arm of the that's holding the pizza isn't just a one-purpose arm. It looks like it was like, you know, back in the big war, like a leftover arm from like a Titan Robo, and it's like it's got articulating hands and arms and everything. It's just holding a pizza, and that's like what its function.
I thought it was like a flat billboard metal thing. Okay, I got 14.
You just barely scratch into the peek inside its robo mind and are able to bring it forward, if that's what you're looking to do.
And I'll get into the fist of this robo arm.
Well, for that, you're going to have to give me a dexterity plus athletics, because I'm thinking about how you would do it in the real world, which you just explained your character is, it looks like, very much like you, so...
Roll it.
I'm thinking of how I can get onto... Okay, so it's holding a giant piece of pizza.
You gotta roll first.
I'm
Otherwise...
going to reach out, and you said what?
Dex plus athletics. 19. Okay. Yeah, definitely. As like the tip of the pizza comes down, you expertly jump off and sort of like wrap your arms around the width of the pizza and sort of like start bringing yourself up as you're controlling the arm backwards to connect to the opposite side of the roof, almost exactly where Jay and this dog are. As you're just sort of like being brought up, and you see the pizza reveal the shape of Jay holding the dog and its turret back. You reach out your arm, or however you do it.
I'm gonna crawl onto the other side of the pizza so that there's pizza in between me and the dog. Like if the pizza's here, the dog's here. I want to be on this side of the pizza.
No, the pizza's going.
Oh.
It's like this is the pizza. This is the dog. It's going towards the dog that way.
I'm gonna. Basically, I want some metal in between me and the dog. I don't want to just be like right up in front of the dog.
You like the pepperonis are big magnets.
Yeah.
You just like.
There we go.
Not good for
You
electronics.
just like get a big magnet pepperoni up and use it as a shield.
Yeah, it's a shield.
Magnets and yeah, they did.
And
They fixed that.
magnetic pepperonis.
Yeah, they definitely fixed that in the future.
Yeah, Magnetics erase computers.
I'm gonna hold up a pepperoni shield, and then I'm gonna be like, Jay, do you want to just get on this pizza and go, or you want me to? Fine, I'll hack it. I'll attempt to hack this species. Is it completely robo, or is it like...
It's completely robo.
Okay, so then I guess I have to like... For my final one, it'll be jacking into...
I want to get away from the pizza. It's going back.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I'll
Jay. I didn't
stop
roll
it,
your
right?
damage for the dog bite.
Do I have to use another tech point to stop the pizza from going back and forth?
I thought she controlled it to go over. And,
Yeah.
Like, why would it keep moving?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay, cool. So I'll chill there, and then my final point will be used to hack into the Robermans.
So you take 9 points of damage from the dog when it bit you, and it halves when it's melee combat. It negates half of your armor. So if it's at 10, this is considered 5 armor, meaning you take 4 points of damage past the armor.
Melee negates armor?
Melee negates half of armor.
Jeez.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a tech plus basic tech. Oh, I'm sorry, no, give me a special plus interface for this dog. Mm-mm.
Plus my luck points. Plus 5 points
Oh,
of
wait a
luck
minute.
is 17.
Let's go and see. Still no, and unfortunately, this dog is pretty heavily reinforced. You imagine maybe a little bit more, like you're doing good. You're passing through all the
more luck.
code.
But did I say
all the
5
zeros and
points of luck?
streamings
I
are.
meant 8
No, we're
points
not
of
doing
luck
that.
for a natural 20.
Man, I really wish that it was like the pizza did just back away and you failed, and it's just like it's bringing you farther and farther away from Jay. But we'll say that you're still there. The hacking unfortunately doesn't go through.
All right.
Okay, Sai is up, and she's just gonna pull the trigger as a rocket leaves her chamber as she's in the mouth, and just flies straight towards 01, and we shall see. Ooh, wow. You just see 01, the majority of her body disappear in smoke, but you still see the hands, like these massive hands, cybernetic hands, outside of the smoke, as she just, her body falls from the now like, just like, it's just like a cloud of smoke that's just hanging in the air, and she just falls right out of it. And just barely beat that one. Boo, 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 boo. Dice rolling. And you see black streaks all across her armor. You see that some of her skin is charred as well. She was just barely able to guard, but she slams into the ground and takes another. Like you see a crater in the ground even extend as her shoulders, and the large, like, imagine just boulders as shoulder just as shoulder connecting points. Like that's how large her arms are, is just like sliding in the ground, and different pieces are falling off, but she quickly grabs the ground and stabilizes herself and stands back up. The turret is now going to fire on the corner of the building at you, Netra. Windsor, you can step in if you want, and the turret will roll at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I'm stepping in for the disadvantage.
The turret is the dog?
No, the turret is, remember, 01 held out her palm, shot this little like thick cylinder into the roof, and then it sort of like became a tripod, and then a turret head stuck out and is aiming in the direction of Luna right now.
I thought that thing turned into the dog.
No, I'm sorry if I failed to describe it that way, but yeah. So
Get extra armor from this pepperoni shield.
you can get 1 extra armor.
That's fine. I'll take it.
but you don't even need to, as Winslor sort of like sees the turret aiming at you and just fires into the head of the turret. It doesn't do any significant amount of damage, but it just turns it off course as it impacts the side of the building, just piercing through the Japanese palace, sending debris everywhere. And then 01 is going to get up, and she... Winslor, give me a Dex plus evasion. Plus 1d10.
Do you have luck points?
I do! A whole bunch of luck points. What was it? What
Dex plus evasion.
I have a bunch of evasion. Not really. No, I'm just gonna fail it.
The hand shoots from 01, leaves her massive arm, cable streaking yours as it breaks through any amount of like teeth from the robo ad that was in its way, just latches right onto you. Vice grips down all of its fingers that are, its palm is around your entire front portion of the body, and the fingers just like, thumb is around your neck connecting to its fingers in the back, and just pulls you back towards her. And she is going to just use her left hand to slam it into your weakened body. Yeah, your
Bedazzled shorts.
Legendary.
Yeah, I
action.
use my legendary shorts.
Cut her with your bedazzling.
Shoot her with
Those-
a chest.
With the
sharp-
bedazzle.
Those sharp
I
gemstones.
throw my ass in a circle.
You take 19 points of
I don't.
I want to say bludgeoning damage, always. I want to specify the damage. You take 19 points of damage as she just bludgeons your torso with her massive fist. Next up is the dog. Jay, roll a competing
Jesus.
Dex plus brawling.
$22.
You managed to get a really good grip on it. It doesn't manage, like, it just discharges one of the railguns. Man, why can't I think right now? You know what I mean. It discharges the fire straight up into the air, trying its damnedest to aim it at your face, but you just keep pushing it away. Astraea, you're up. Okay, you managed to get another successful. Starting to understand this aircar a little bit more. Definitely get crossing the right wires that need to be crossed. You even sort of like, as the window is broken, you pop the hood and just like rip it off and start leaning over the hood, as all the electrical parts are good to go. Now it's just literal physical parts that need to be exchanged and connected in different ways that you're working on, and you'll have one more roll. As it's gained like hover stability, it's lifted itself off of the mouth, but it's not like drive. It doesn't have enough power to like propel itself. And with that, at the start of the round, we will take a break with Winslor in the clutches of a very dangerous
I'm
bastard.
fine.
Okay. Thank you for watching so far, everybody. We look forward to seeing you back here in a few minutes. Toodaloo. Welcome back, Sasapunks. When we last left off, a mercenary hired by the machine, by President Kennedy IV himself, took down the vehicle that they were driving in and is proceeding to pound Winslor in the face. Winslor, what do you want to do?
Pound back. Obviously.
Actually, it's less of what you want to do and what you'll have to do to be able to do what you want to do. If you want to break her, like your arms are bound by her massive hand. If you want to break that, you'll have to give me a Dex plus brawling.
So she's like enveloping me in her person?
That is one
Yeah, she is.
way to put it. Sure.
Is she full robotic or...
Her arms seem to be the only robotic part of her.
So we're basically face to face.
Yeah. But like her arms are so large that you're like, 5 feet away as she's, like.
Kiss her.
I have any access to anything, any of my equipment.
Your arms are bound. Whatever you have access to with your arms bound,
Flex.
I'll allow.
On the hand itself, is there any exposed wiring?
She just took a rocket blast, so there are a few. Some of the plates are gone or bent or rent, so there's some exposed cabling.
Good. I'm gonna chew at him. I'm gonna buy him, rip him off.
Okay, so
Even if there's metal plating in the way, I will
Break
destroy
your
my teeth.
all right. Okay, so give me a man. I want to do cool here.
It's pretty cool.
It's super cool, isn't it? Give me a.
I think you're living by the hobo code.
So you can either
Yeah.
you can either give me
So
a
cool.
Dex plus athletics, a Dex plus brawling. You can give me an intelligence plus. I'm sorry, a tech plus basic tech, or intelligence plus perception. Whichever one of those, like how you're looking for this.
18. I'm gonna do the intel plus perception.
Okay. With an 18, you manage to just like rip into like the thickest portion of wires in her hand, which happens to be like right in between her her index finger and her thumb. There's just like streaks of cabling. You have no idea what they do, but that's just like the meatiest, meatiest electronic portion, and you just jam your entire face into it, pressing your head into the cabling and just taking as much of the cabling into your mouth as humanly possible. For you just humanly possible. How? And her, you feel, you do take. I'll just do it this way. Boop, 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 boop. You do take. Lucky you, 1 point of damage. As you feel your mouth get numb from this electrical sensation as you're just ripping and wrenching these cables out, and her hand ungrasps you very barely and holds in place as sparks start to flare out in the different joints, and you just sort of like the hand opens and you fall about 3 or 4 feet and land on the ground. As she is like bewildered in this moment. You have, actually, that's
pretty much everything. I think
you can like run, I guess.
Movement,
But
I can't try to catch up to everybody. Get in position near people, near my team.
there's nobody really like it's like you'd have to use all your movement to get to the ladder to climb back up.
Yeah. I'm not sticking around for this shit.
Okay. She's like, huh? You run away towards the ladder. Jay.
I'm gonna try to. Thank you. I was really hoping you'd get out of there. I'm gonna try to maneuver this dog. How big is the dog? Just so I know how realistic or unrealistic this is.
It's actually a smaller dog. It's
The size of a real Doberman.
maybe a little smaller actually.
Wow. Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna try to muscle this thing and point the turret at this this big armed bitch, and then like get it to fire. My goal is to try and get it to fire at the chick.
Okay. You have no mechanism of triggering its fire, so
I imagine that like I'm covering a sensor or the gun itself, and that's why, because before it just fired off a shot. So I imagine I just keep doing the same thing, and if I point in the direction of her, then it'll fire again, is my hope.
okay, give me a dex plus brawling plus 1d10.
20.
You managed to rewrite or to like spin the dog around and use where your hand was to try to like force the railgun in the direction of 01, but it's not firing. You can do a like tech plus basic tech to see if you can see the mechanisms and manipulate them or hack them in some way. But outside of that, it's like you imagine before it was just like almost like an angry like I'm gonna get ya, and it just fired it off in the air. Right now, it like knows it's aiming at its master, so it like the power from the railgun sort of.
I have no tech skills. I'm just gonna yell to Netra.
Netra.
Netra,
Better.
can you hack this thing? Maybe we can get it to
Netra?
shoot better.
I mean, I'll give it another go, but this last time didn't go so well.
Okay, so that was your turn, trying to turn it in this direction. No movement, and then communicating to Netra. Bonus action. Netra, you up.
I will attempt to hack into this dog again.
Okay, go for it.
You got luck points still.
It's not enough. Last time it wasn't enough. This time it's definitely not enough. Last time with luck it was like a 17 and it wasn't enough. This time with the rest of my luck points it would be like 16.
If I was like essentially holding my action and I saw this, could I then just use my action to just try and rip the railgun off this dog?
You're not holding your action though.
I didn't do it.
Your action is to literally keep holding the dog. Your action was to forcibly move it in another direction. Like when you're grappling, that doesn't enable you to do more. You are committed to grappling.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to hack in. Didn't work. And then I'm gonna look at Jay and be like, I'm trying. I think I'm exhausted from earlier. I don't know. I can't get into this dog. Why don't you just get on this pizza with me and we'll get out of here or something.
I mean, yeah, sure. Next round, I guess.
I'll keep this pizza here.
15 minutes.
Can I throw a pepperoni over to him for more shield?
I mean, his
That's a
arms
shield.
are you like maybe it'll land
You
in
could just
between
run
him
risk
and the
of hitting
dog,
me.
or
Just run
maybe
back over there.
it'll. Actually, yeah, you could try and land it on one of his arms. Magnets don't, screw things up in this world, so. You could like literally
They don't.
be one of his.
They don't stick to any metal that's in the way.
No, they stick to metal for sure, but they don't.
So the giant metal sign between them. Never mind.
Be like, maybe you can use this as a shielding or something to keep you going until the next round. I'm gonna frisbee a pepperoni metal piece at him.
Okay, give me a dexterity
Towards his
plus athletics. Dexterity plus athletics.
Man, you're really low.
Plus my luck points, 19.
You used your luck on that,
Well, it's not working.
but not hacking.
But now it'll definitely shield you, for sure.
It lands on his head and actually kills him.
No, it doesn't.
Metal pepperonis are my one true kryptonite.
It zaps all of the electromagnetic.
Out of the Robo Dog.
Yeah, no, it lands perfectly on his forearm, just like one of the pepperoni knights of old. And now Sai is up. With her rocket launcher, she's going to. Actually, she's gonna look before she fires at you, Astraea, through the windows, and she's gonna go. How do you think I would look with, 2 big arms instead of 4 normal ones?
Like a hoe.
Dang.
Good answer. Die, ho. And she just fires another rocket at 01, and 01 holds up her hand and just doesn't catch the rocket. The rocket stops a few feet before her. Just being sort of like you see these electrical zaps around the rocket as it starts to fire more of its propellant out of its back, and she just diverts it into the burger place, igniting in the arm, and it just falls down and actually kind of kills a few people eating underneath it.
Never mind.
She just detonated the rocket on the burger place and caused, some deaths. Doesn't seem like she cares too much. Sai is gonna be like, oh shit. You're close to getting this thing up and running, right? And she's going to actually take the rocket and get in the car and situate it from a car position. Then the turret is going to aim at you, Winslor, one more time. Or actually, no, it aimed at Netra before. It's going to aim at you this time.
Wait, what?
Who's you?
Winslor.
Oh.
And you hear it start to wind up again. And it's just, you're gonna you might take some damage.
That doesn't happen. I throw up my reflective shield.
My reflective shield.
Can I use my cyber?
It just gets
boost out of my way?
the amount. It just gets the amount. Sorry, man.
I'm good at.
You're the one who
weapons.
decided not to wear any armor. It's like the first protocol. It's only 7 points, thank goodness.
When have we topped it? Whatever.
As you just hear the streak of bullets impact the ground behind you as you're running towards the ladder, impacting the concrete, thrusting it up in the air as it just hits through one of your thighs, through one of your obliques, through one of your shoulders. 2 points of damage each, respectively. As you grab onto the ladder, and blood just spats across the wall in front of you. And the dog is going to go and try and break the grapple. Give me another Dex plus Sprawling, plus 1d10. Jay.
18.
Got a 23. As it starts to just like, as you're aiming at its master, there's like something that ignites in it, and it starts to just shift in different compartments, and parts of it like almost like break and cave in, and then in the just to almost like, you know, dislodging your shoulder blade to get out of a move. It's almost like the exact same thing is happening, and that's the only thing it can do with its move. Is it sort of like, and then pounces back away from you in Netra, Jay, and gets about 10 feet of distance as it aims the railgun in your direction again. Okay, next up, Astraea.
Wow, same thing as last time.
20?
Yeah, 8 plus 12.
And with that, as you're, you know, I don't really know things about cars, and especially not air cars, but you connect the right tubes, and you turn the doohickeys and spin the spindles, and the fan inside starts to go again, and then lights flicker up, and you blow on the cartridge, and then you stick it back in the air car game, and then the vehicle, you're good. It starts up. The back is super dented. It's not gonna have as much speed as it did before, but you have control over the car now. Anything else you like to do?
That's my move.
I mean, you still have your movement, which could be the car's movement.
I'm gonna wait till everybody gets back in the car, and then I'm gonna drive.
Are you gonna get in the car?
I'm in the car.
Oh, you're doing all that from the inside?
Yeah, he was leaning over out of the window and blowing on the car, you know, all that stuff you do with cars. Okay, so you're just like staying hovering sort of in and out of the mouth a little bit.
Waiting for everybody to, I'm gonna say, hey, the car's back and running. Let's go. Si's in here. She's ready to go as well.
Winslor, you would have just enough movement to climb the ladder and get inside of the car, but you can also attack something if you wanted to.
I can't do both?
I said you can also attack something if you want to.
I was making sure. That's been an issue in the past. I would like to climb to the top of the ladder and just fire some suppressive rounds, and then get into the vehicle if I can get as close as I can to the vehicle, if not inside.
Okay, you can get in. Remember, space is a bit of an issue here.
I mean, my spot. Sorry. Top of the cover.
And like the flashes of you, like look at the impact of your body on like the imprint of it on the back esophagus, and then you look at the top, and you're like, nah, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
I survived that.
Not very much.
Okay. I opened this computer to do something. Aha! Rules! I need to address them. To see something really quick. Yes, suppressive fire, because that's an actual rule. So, within 25 feet, so give me a will plus con plus 1d10.
Uh, 17.
Okay, so she will, as you're sort of like going up the ladder and just like firing with your pistol. Oh, you can't do it with the pistol. It's only with an assault rifle. But whatever, you do it with the pistol.
Can't suppressive fire with a pistol? What?
Your confusion is, you know, noted.
Very justified.
And the rules
Yeah.
think otherwise,
Technically,
but
a pistol is not very suppressive.
it's okay.
Still suppressive.
You know, you're beaten pretty badly, I imagine.
Yeah.
You
would hope.
Adrenaline is pumping through. You guys haven't taken any of your drugs yet, but adrenaline's doing the work as you're like biting the ladder going up. You're just like "Grrr!" with your pistol, and she raises an arm.
That's fine.
Yeah, she's one of her two actions has been
Her bad arm?
taken. They're both pretty good arms. Who are you to make that call?
I don't know, me biting out her wires?
Dang.
That is true. So yeah, you lay down a pretty, nice round of suppressive fire. Jay, what are you up to?
Better get
I'm
on
gonna
this
grab the
pizza.
shock. What? I'm gonna grab the shotgun, shoot the dog, and run back to the car.
Monster!
Okay, you don't have to roll very high because it's only 10 feet away, which means you just have to beat a 15.
Beat it.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
$23.
23 points of damage. Okay. You shoot off one of its like left front paw. Just the blast lands like across its face and chest and left side mostly. One of its eyes is knocked out, and one goes down the barrel of the railgun and just sort of explodes the railgun on top. And it's not dead, but it's like most of its offensive capability has been wiped out, as just like streaks from your shotgun have ripped right through it. And where are you going, you said?
Back to the car.
Okay, what path do you want to take?
The pizza.
Okay, as you give me an athletics plus dex plus athletics.
Plus a D10.
Yes, plus 1d10.
23.
Oh wow, yeah, you just jump over Netra and slide down the length of the pizza.
Let's go, Netra.
Yeah.
Taking forever.
Oh, okay.
As you just
Or
jump
less.
off and sort of like kick through the open window and land back in your seat.
No, you can't keep the dog. Let's go.
I didn't want that dog anyways. Yeah. So we're both back in the car? Or wait, no.
That's presumptuous.
I don't know.
That's presumptuous.
He jumped over me and slid down the arm all the way into the car.
He got a 23, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
okay.
It's not. The distance is close enough.
Yeah, I'll just hang on to my pizza slice. I'm like, okay, I guess we're leaving. And then I'm gonna like hack into this thing and be like, here I come. And it's gonna be like one of those like slow like. And I'm like, that was fun. I'm gonna get in the car.
Just like the tip of the pizza touches the front part of the car, and you just like tap it with your toe a few times before
Yeah.
crawling over. Okay, Sai just like reaches out, pulls you, throws you in the back of the seat with her, and
Can I talk to Sai?
in the car. Yes.
I'm out.
Well, you're.
Yeah, you beat him out.
At the car.
Sai, were you going to tell us about that message? That 01 is coming for you? Were you gonna mention that?
Did it seem like we had time? I said that we were in trouble, didn't I?
You could say prepare for battle, or like a merc is coming. I read that flash on your screen, and I don't know what it means.
So just so you know, it happened like
at the
within
same time?
exactly like within a few seconds. It's almost like she like raised a finger, mouth was open, sound was welling up, and then you guys got
Show
got.
what you're made of.
I will. And pull up my sleeves. There's nothing there. But
We got all the time in the world.
I'm gonna try and like create some sort of cloaking system to cover her location, or like try and hack her. I don't even know. Her phone, maybe something that's giving off her location so people can't find her.
Sai,
Yeah, because how did that person find her in the first place?
you have no idea. You can do a tech plus basic tech to see.
Yeah. 17.
I mean, you're searching all of the connection points, like what each part of her is associated with, which company, what the serial numbers are. She's clean. This vehicle, however, is stolen. It hasn't been treated, and is just flying through the air. And is in an area that, or was in an area that Sai tends to frequent. That's the best that you can sort of come up with. You don't really know the full story as to how 01 specifically tracked you guys, but you have an idea that it might be due to the car that you're in.
Then can I somehow create a cloaking system for the car to make it look like it's approved and like not stolen in the system?
Give me a tech plus basic tech. I'd say at advantage from you, because you already scanned it. You sort of like found the different serial numbers and where the parts belong to.
21.
21. Yeah, you register the vehicle under a different sort of like fake but approved robo name. You make the appropriate connection points. You make up like a fake alias for who owns this vehicle. And it's clean now, but it's not going to turn 01 away.
Well, at least it's clean to any other person.
And I think that's it, as you guys are all in or on the vehicle in some way, shape, or form. You guys can't take off just yet, but Sai is going to pretty much like hand the rocket off to Winslor and say, "You're in a much better position to use this, buddy. Have you ever used one of these before?"
Oh yeah, totally. Yep. Used them all the time back in my day.
I'm just gonna let Jesus take the wheel on this one.
Who?
Nothing.
Robo Jesus.
Robo Jesus.
Yeah.
And she hands you this big, again, like 6 foot long, like maybe 10 inches in diameter rocket with a few different rockets. A few rockets left, not different rockets. They're the same rockets. In the cartridge as you're on the top. Yeah, and that's going to be her turn. And she says, "Astraea, take it away!" And the turret is going to aim at the car now. And it, you just see bullets stream from the turret across the ad robo and start pelting the side of the vehicle, but none of them actually hit you guys. The vehicle's armor takes 1 point, so it goes from 20 to 19. As it just did 20 points of damage. Just, and all of you sort of like duck down and feel the bullets stream across. Astraea, you're checking all of the sort of like status lights and bars of the vehicle. The ones that are not so much necessary go down and go into the red, but the ones that you need to just like pilot it or drive it to be functional are still good enough after that round. And now, so you've Winslor, with your suppressive fire, you've used up one of 01's actions. With her second action, she is going to she's going to go ahead and grab the she's just going to shoot her arm out and grab the car again. She just throws one, grabs onto the car. That's her move. And the wolf, or sorry, not the wolf, the Roberman is going to attack now with its railgun, and it's going to aim at one of you in specific, or in particular.
I thought he blew up the
Yeah, I thought I disabled it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. I'm sorry about that. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to hobble back over slowly to its... it can't even jump down right now confidently. It's gonna hobble over to just like the
dog.
yeah.
And then
I thought it was still dead.
no,
No,
I shot it point blank with a shotgun.
Yeah, it just like ripped the most relevant parts away from the dog. Yeah. So yeah, it's just gonna.
And then
It can't even
blow
like
up
make
when
it.
it tries to shoot, but is next to 01, right?
Oh yeah, they both get taken. Nope.
I see that
Astraea, you're
happening.
up. The vehicle is connected, but now you guys have like you were taken by surprise before, but you can like just try and work your vehicle magic.
Ooh.
19. Driving.
You. She rolled a not a natural 20, but everything adds up to be a 20. So she holds you guys in place as you're just like sort of like the vehicle's streaming sort of left and right. You have a bonus action. Winslor, you're up next.
That's it.
Okay, Winslor.
Firing the rocket at 01. Not the arm, just body proper.
Okay, go ahead and give me a reflex plus marksmanship.
That's what I'm good at, baby.
Can I like? It's not my turn. Well,
20, no natural.
I mean, so it's just you guys before her. So if you want to, you, so
Hey.
like,
if possible, I'd like to like go out and try and stabilize Winslor. You know, like hold him down, because he's just like laying down on top of a flying vehicle, right?
yeah.
Yeah. If,
Vehicle's not moving though.
but still,
Okay, yeah, you sort of like go up out of the window on the opposite side and just sort of like grab over his hips, and he's down aiming the rocket at 01, pulls the trigger, fires off. The rocket sort of leaves, dips down, the propulsion system ignites, flies forward. She lifts up her other active arm to try and to stabilize it mid-air. As you see the sort of like this streaks, the small streaks of electricity, sort of like maintain it before her, but it like shoots out that secondary propulsion system, and it just slowly moves away. And before it impacts her, she grabs it and it detonates in her hand, destroying up to the forearm of her left arm and sending her on her ass, yanking the car forward ever so slightly. Winslor, make a Dex plus Athletics plus 1d10 at advantage with Jay saving you. Or Jay, nice. Okay, your toes curl up under the window and just like set in place, and you feel you feel Jay's warm embrace on your tootie as he's just like holding you safely there. And Netra, you are up.
Can I do anything to help this car leave? Why aren't we driving yet?
Because the hand with the cable is connected right now. So, and it just like the 01 that's attached to the cable was blown backwards and it yanked the car forward a little bit. But otherwise, you don't have. Maybe you could.
Can I hack the hand? Am I always wondering?
give it a hack slap.
Yeah. So if you beat a 20, you will give me a tech plus basic tech. You'll be able to take control, give the hand effectively one action that a hand can do. Whoop.
Yeah, natural 10.
Oh, yeah. So whatever it's attached. You make that connection point. You pierce through and shatter all of the barriers of security in between you and it.
I would like to envision the fingers like suddenly cracking and like just like bending backwards at like almost 180 degrees.
Okay. It also has a propulsion system on it if you want to use that.
Would that injure the car or no?
No, I mean like as in you can send the hand in any direction that you want.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll break the fingers.
And the car is free immediately, Netra.
I mean, Astraea.
I'm sorry, Astraea, yes.
And then I would like to send it straight down.
Okay.
Hand straight down.
Okay, go. No, yeah, it just like it lets go, falls a little bit before correcting itself straight towards the building's rooftop and just impacts in. You see this the wire go as though it's continually going downward and downward, and you see 01 like stand up and hold firm and trying to just like not get pulled by her own arm, other arm into the hole in the top of this building now. So she's pretty much distracted. The turret is still up. It's gonna take another fire at you guys. Oh wow, that's the best roll it's gotten yet. Jay,
In our advantage, right?
you take 10 points of damage. 10 points of damage as they rolled a natural 29. Vehicle's armor is 19. 10 damage pierce through the passenger side and straight into you. This hail of bullets is just focused on you, boring into you.
Do I still take like 8 point of damage then?
I think, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but yeah. We'll just have to make things outside the vehicle more powerful. That's it. All right. Turret's up. What is 01 going to do? She's just going to use her action to stabilize herself and not fall into the hole that her hand is currently boring into. And she is going to. Nope, that's pretty much her action. The dog is fucked. Astraea, you're up.
Oh,
You can just drive away.
I'm just gonna drive away.
Okay, you managed to, but remember, she also can fly. So, you guys fly. Are you still heading towards where Sai had pointed out?
That's the only place I can fly to, I guess. I don't know the districts though. I'm just gonna go where she said.
It is hot, right now, in that thing. Okay, so you just sort of like, and again, it's like there's some smoke out of the back. The back's scrunched up, like it's a little bit even more compact in the back seat than it was before. As Sai and Netra are sharing the back together, Jay's in the passenger seat, Astraea in the driver's seat, and Winslor at the top aiming the rocket. You guys are streaming away, and you make it about in 3 seconds, say 100 feet in 3 seconds. Winslor, you're up.
I'm gonna fire directly at 01. Doesn't matter if I'm in range or not, just firing at it, and if it explodes, then it's gonna create that smoke screen. Be nice. That's about it. I'm gonna say one rocket though. How many do I have left? 3, 2.
One of them future self-loading rockets.
Yeah, unlimited ammo kind of things.
3.
Okay. Fire just one at, and then delay, fire another, and then hold the third.
You have one action.
I will fire one then.
Okay.
Cool. Glad I can do just one thing.
Fire a rocket launcher.
Pew! Pew! Wow! That whole action! One finger movement!
So
Maybe
so
it takes
so firing a rocket
some
to
loading,
you,
know?
is not the equivalent of firing
All right.
pistol
All right, I'm
shots.
firing one rocket. Moving on.
Winslor is so weak that he goes, I'm gonna fire. Oh no! 1, 2, 3. That's your turn, and you manage to squeeze the trigger and get a rocket out.
Wow,
Dang.
unbelievable.
And everybody in below hears.
He starts
Maybe
clapping at the unbelievable achievement.
You
I'm
d-
gonna throw up a
People are looking
thumbs
out the
up
windows.
out
Yeah.
Yay, Winslor!
Wow! Can't believe he moved his finger.
He's doing it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a reflex plus marksman plus. Astraea is going so quickly. It just veers off and fires into the other part of the burger ad, and that falls onto some people.
These crappy burgers, anyways. Gave me
Robo
the bad bathroom breaks.
Falls onto a Robo orphanage.
The Robo Orphanage.
Yeah, it falls onto a Robo orphanage.
Could it?
I feel like you might be happy about that. But you guys
No.
Only.
continue to take off. Jay, are you doing anything in this time?
I'll just be waiting for Winslor to be done shooting so I can grab the rocket and bring it back in the vehicle.
Okay. Netra, last move, final move.
Sorry. And then, no, that's it. Sorry.
Okay.
I feel like that was more than one action.
Your action was just to pull the rocket back when Winslor's done, wasn't it?
Are you done?
He is done. Yeah.
Sure.
That's fine. That's fine.
We went through this. He
Yeah, I
could
can
only
barely pull the
once.
trigger.
You seem done. It's okay, buddy. Gonna go back in now.
I'm gonna hang the paper sign on him again.
I'm just gonna kind of sunbathe now.
There is no sun. It's a constant overcast.
What do you mean? That's
It's
the
like
most
kinda-
dangerous kind of sunburn. Through the clouds?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I guess that's true. What paper sign?
Yeah, the HRR.
Oh yeah.
1-800.
Oh yeah. Just
Call for a good time.
is that connected to any of your
Just a
numbers?
really
Actually.
bad sign.
No, it's a fake number.
Oh, okay. That's unpleasant. Would have had some fun with that. But anyway.
You can give my number.
Why is it unpleasant?
So you guys are zooming towards the sort of like golden tower that is the Ministry of Information, only to the building to the slight left of it, and Sai goes, well, we probably should have killed her. I don't think she's gonna be somebody who just gives up after one attempt. So, she also knows who you guys are now. She's after me for sure, but who knows what information she's gonna take back to the Ministry of Justice. And Kennedy specifically. You don't want to be on his shit list. We got lucky this time, and I'm not even sure that we're going to escape. Keep your pedal to the metal, Astraea.
You got back in the car. First. With the rocket launcher. Your intentions were to kill her. What the hell were you doing?
I mean, we just weren't in a position to kill her. I was being hopeful.
Oh, okay.
So we need some more powerful weapons. How did you get this rocket launcher? Like, who sent this to you?
This was the last one, the very last one. Jana's personal stash. And it wasn't even for 01. It was for Baron Ironface.
Where did you pull that rocket launcher out from? Because she didn't look like she had a rocket launcher on top of that building when there's just one little place for her to sit with
No, Tiptoes brought it over.
Yeah,
Tiptoes brought the rocket launcher.
that was when it was in the case.
And then you sort of have to ask your question, like, Tiptoe is like a 13-year-old girl. Like, how is she pulling around a 6-foot, like, steel-cased rocket
I
launcher?
mean, like, how did she even get up to us? It's a hover car.
She flipped up to us like no.
I mean, she's a runner. Might as well call her Flyer.
Back flipping up this building.
But yeah, so if you're still with me, we have enough rockets in this puppy to get our original job done.
Careful with the trigger, it's a heavy one. Only allow you to shoot only one rocket.
Sai just grabs the rocket and she goes, just fires 2 off really quickly.
Right, now you're wasting them. Now you're wasting them. We got no rockets. What are you doing?
She's just like, worth it.
I'm just kidding.
We're rescuing the kid. Right?
No,
Where is
we're
this
not doing that right
buried?
now.
On the 75th floor of this building?
Real piece of trash, the Baron. Rubs elbows with Kennedy, the president himself. And, he's on the board for not only Chem, but VR Corp and the Union Bank. He's got access codes to all of them, and we're going there to steal his iron face.
Is that a metaphor?
No, he literally has his name is Baron Iron. He's got an iron face.
Indian. Okay.
Why do you want his face?
Because it's got
Does it do anything?
his head's got his. I said face, but I meant head. But because his iron face, that's why I said face, not
His
head.
body iron? Or is it metal of some sort? Steel?
He's
Alloy?
a pure oiled robo. So
Hmm.
yeah, so we're just going there, taking his face. Real sadistic fuck this guy. Likes experimenting with humans and treating them like they're animals.
That's what we do to animals.
Hmm?
That's what we do to animals.
Yeah, the irony's not lost on me. Still a sadistic fuck when it comes to humans. And as the smaller tower presents itself, she says,
I don't know. I pictured a tower, a building, like, coming out from another building with, like, a robe, and it's, like, presenting itself. I don't know why. It was a really funny image.
the
It
shimmering
presents
veil
itself.
just rolls down the building's shoulders.
Streaking building.
What a sexy reveal.
That's one hot
They're those-
skyscraper.
Those beetles
Ooh.
that go up and clean the building, just as the nipples. Anyway,
Wow.
and she goes, "Who wants to fire the first silo?"
I'll do it.
All right. You already have the rocket anyway. She pulls up the same map that she showed Astraea, points towards the floor, and you actually see her finger move up, and the building itself, there's like an AR layer that goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way to the 75th floor and highlights the entire floor. And says, I'd study the map a bit first, find your point of entry. It's his private floor, so wherever we come in, we need to go guns blazing, and we've got a little amount of time before his reinforcements show up. We go in, nab his head, maybe take a few things, and get out.
We have to do this now.
We can quit, Winslor,
Netra.
because of you.
Damn.
Netra. Can you find out which side of this building his quarters are on?
When we get closer, are we 6 meters away? Like what? How can I even? I don't
Yeah,
know.
so Sai will like
Maybe you
explode
can use
the
an antenna.
view, give it to you, and sort of like show you the different points. And as you guys are approaching the building with about a minute left, that is where we will pick up next time.
What do you mean a minute left?
A minute left until you get there.
A minute left till the alarm goes off or something. I was like, what the?
A minute left before I fire off another rocket. Maybe if I'm strong enough.
So you break your finger.
I still
Yeah.
understand how you don't get that. Like you can't just
Dude,
fire off every
whole
silo.
action is, for me in my mind, is not a moving of a finger.
Okay, so but a whole action is so imagine this D&D terms
it's
is fireball.
a game. I don't really.
Hold on. Here's a quick explanation.
I don't need one. It's a game. I don't need it. I fired a rocket. Got it.
Okay.
There's gum in all rocket triggers.
Yeah. I had sun in my eyes.
Standard.
That's fine.
So
You had to
some
finish
gum between
chewing
your
what, yeah, whatever was
fingers.
in your mouth.
Yeah.
Swallow.
You're like, what is this?
Deep
Big
breath.
chew.
stuff?
Yeah. There's actually a fly.
Crusted jizzy eyes.
Big one.
Ew.
Yeah.
You have jizzy on your
I
butt.
have it in my eyes. Unlike some people.
Couldn't it?
It's just his aesthetic. It doesn't mean he lives that life.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, Sasapunks, thank you for watching. Remember to catch us every Thursday on Facebook.com/TeamSasa1 at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and we upload this video to YouTube the following Wednesday at 6 p.m. Although I forget way more than I should, so probably like 7 or 9 p.m. But anyway, we also have epic streamers with us, the Loser Club. I will let them take away their information from here.
Our stream schedule is kind of in the air, but most weekdays we will stream some video games from 4 to 9 p.m. I think these days we're sticking with Sea of Thieves, Grand Theft Auto, and that's it for now. Every other weekday besides Thursdays, 4 to 9 p.m. Check us out, the Loser Club, at Twitch.
And stay tuned and make sure to catch us next week because we'll be giving away an epic, legendary. What was another one? Dope art book. Wow. Art book. Wow.
A derp.
Words are hard.
Next week.
Art book next week. Cyberpunk. JOSAN Gonzalez. His The Future Is Now art book. And so stay tuned. We'll be giving out details in the coming days. Thank you for watching as always. Until fate next brings us together. And never stop playing role-playing games.